I'll give everyone a few more minutes. People are still joining. I'll give it to 6:35 just to make sure we got everyone who's going to participate in the live session. See, a couple people were having some internet issues, so they joined and came back in. I'll wait for them. All right, I'm going to get started then. 6:35, so I think that's fair enough. So what I want to do tonight, we're going to keep going with a floor, a roof, our sheets, And there will be, as you noticed, that I did create an assignments folder. So what we're going to do at the end of the evening, I'm going to have you just do an assignment on your own. It'd be a little bit different if we're in class and I could walk over to the computer. I can't. So after class, I'm going to just have you do a quick assignment, which is just, it's pretty easy. It's just going to be an interior lavatory that you're going to model. And I'm going to do it first before we close out of the session. I'm going to draw these in and show you exactly how the easiest way to do it. And then I'm going to let you go on your own. You can either do it right now or do it during the week. I don't care, but I'm going to have you hand in this model by class time next week. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do tonight's session. So looks like Kevin is back in. Kevin, there you go. Where's Kevin? Kevin's got some bad internet, it looks like, but we'll just keep rolling. And of course, I'm recording it. So to get started, I don't know what view you're in. I'm in this A102 unnamed. We're going to rename this in a moment and make some more sheets. Yeah, I see that. Kevin, yeah, if it keeps being faulty, don't worry. We're recording it and everything. So if you can't join tonight, I'm sure we can find the, you can find the recording and we can get you there. So someone has their hand up. What's up?
Yeah, hi. Just to clarify, so we are handing in a new model that we made for next week.
Nope, this model that we're working on together.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not your project that I want you to do. This is just at this point I haven't really checked if anyone's actually doing anything. I can see the people that log in, but generally I don't get too much more than 25, and there's 56 in the class. So I do need to have some kind of check for myself that that people are participating. I know that everyone is, but I just need to have something handed in. So it'll just be this progress model. So good question. Yeah.
And this is for next week, right?
Yep, you have all week, because like I said, I'm going to have you just do these interior partitions at the end of the class. You can either do them tonight or whenever you feel like during the week. And you'll hand in the model with these lavatories in it, with these partitions.
I see.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So why don't we all now, I forgot where we left off. Let's go to a 3D view. If we could all just click on the little 3D view icon here. And okay, so we got the second floor in. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, so why don't we, because we just did that together in class, why don't we go up to level 3 now in the project browser? So in the project browser under floor plans, let's go to level 3 right here. And again, notice the visibility graphics, right? They are set for course. So let's repeat that process. So I want to set our detail level. Fine. And I want to sketch in another floor. But what's annoying me though right now is we see this section marker, right? It's going through the entire floor here. So go ahead and select the section marker if you could. Notice that in the middle of it, there's this little break icon right here. It says gaps and segments. So if we could just go ahead and click on this little gaps and segments icon right here, we can see that it's gonna split it. So once it splits it, we can grab this little grip right here and we can drag this down. We can grab this little grip right here and we can drag it over and out of the way. Right, so we can kind of clean that up a little bit so we can see what we're doing here. Hit escape a few times. Okay, So what I want to do now is I want to add another floor. So we'll start it over again. We'll start a new floor from scratch, right? So let's go to the architecture tab. Let's go to the floor button right here. Now for the floor, I want to click the drop down. Let's grab generic 12-inch. I just want to run through it quick. Okay. I'm going a little faster because we've already done a floor, so I'm hoping there's some familiarity with it. Click edit type. But if I am going too fast, tell me to slow down. Edit type. Okay. Now I don't want a generic 12-inch. I'm going to click on duplicate. Now my name wants to be, we'll call it 5-inch concrete with terrazzo, Terrazzo. Terrazzo. With terrazzo is a flooring type. It's actually poured like concrete. It's like the floors in Slocum Hall are terrazzo. It's a continuous. It's not tile. It's not wood. It's a continuous pour. It's kind of like really fine concrete, which can have a finish. So click OK. Now first, click the preview button right here. And your dialogue is probably a little thinner than mine. It probably looks more like that. Okay, now for structure, let's click on Edit. Now for structure 1, the material, let's click into where it says by category. Click on the Browse button. Now hopefully we can find it. So let's type in Terra. Here it is. So you can find it down here. If you don't have this little dialog, there's this little chevron button right here that you would want to click. So you can expand these materials. So we have quarry tile and we have terrazzo. So go ahead and select terrazzo. And click on the Add to Document button right here. Now with terrazzo selected, let's just click OK. And it should be in there. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Professor. How do I expand that kind of part where it says terrazzo because mine's really compressed?
Which one? The materials dialog?
Yeah, so I clicked on the expand button, right?
Right. It's not quite as, yeah. So what you can do if you hover your cursor like right over this area here, you should be able to kind of drag it up and down like that. Were you able to do that?
No, it's not coming up.
So were you able to get this portion to expand at all?
Yeah, a little bit, not too much.
So it's like scrunched down like really
Yeah,
tight, like, right?
yeah, yeah.
So if you just move your cursor up until it kind of turns into like a move icon, it should hit
It's
like the
not,
top of it.
it's not turning into a move icon.
Yeah. Well, if you can't find it for now, we can just use concrete.
Okay.
Because I accidentally did put terrazzo in the wrong spot. So let's see if that'll, so I'm gonna hit OK here. And really, I had you guys put terrazzo in the wrong, it's supposed to be concrete, I'm a dummy. So we're gonna use terrazzo, but we're just gonna use it in another layer. So if you got it, let's click into here again. And then click on the Browse button. And now I just need you to type in conc, C-O-N-C, we're going to look for concrete. So we're going to find concrete cast in place gray. Sorry about that. I got all excited about the terrazzo. And then click OK. Now the thickness is going to be 5 inches right here. 5 inches.
Sorry. Terrazzo or concrete? I missed that.
Sorry, yeah, I had you do the wrong one. So click into here and let's find concrete. So drill in, click into this.
Oh, sorry, I missed that one.
No, I screwed you up. I had you do the wrong one. I want you to do concrete cast in place gray. Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. I got it now. Thank you.
Perfect. And that's going to be 5 inches. Now, once you have structure 1 concrete, I want to click on the number 3 right here. Then we're going to go insert. Now, instead of structure, right, we're going to click into here. And there's a little drop-down menu here. And we're going to scroll down to the very bottom and notice that it says structural deck. We're going to grab structural deck. And it's going to turn this into a little deck. It's still 5 inches from this point to this point. Okay? Excellent. Now I want to add that terrazzo. So we're going to click on the number 1 right here. Now we're going to click insert. Now for the function, click into where it says structure. I want this to be finish 1. Finish 1. Now for the material, click into here. Click the browse button. Now I want to type in TERRA and it should come up. If you can't get this to expand like I have, just type in something like tile. See if you can find something that, you know, maybe grab porcelain or mosaic tile, something like that. But I'm going to grab terrazzo. It's a real nice building material, terrazzo. Select terrazzo, click OK. Now this is going to be 1 inch. Make sure it's not 1 foot. I'm going to make it 1 inch. Then we'll not get it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So I am going to click OK. I'm going to click OK. Now, make sure on the draw panel that your pick walls icon is selected. It's going to be blue right there. And we're going to zoom into this wall right here. And we're going to pick a point right in the center of it. And that's going to be the center line of our floor, right in the middle of that wall. Okay. We're going to come up to this one here. We're going to pick the center line of this wall. We're going to keep going right around the building. We're not going to do the round part, though, if you remember. We're going to click the center part here, the center part here. We're going to pick the center part here. Notice how I like to zoom in on it to make sure I have it. Pick that one there. And then we're going to pick that one there. Now, wait a second. Because we're not done yet. We have one more line we have to draw in right here. On the draw panel, click the line button right here. We're going to zoom in. We're going to select this endpoint right here. We're going to come all the way down, 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 down. We're going to click this endpoint right here. Hit escape a couple times. You can see our floor plate is going to stop right there. Beautiful. Once we have that outlined, let's click on the Finish Edit Mode button. Would you like the walls that go up to this floor's level to attach to its bottom? Let's click Attach. We do want to do that, so click Attach. Would you like the floors to cut the overlap? We do want to, so click Yes. Escape a couple times. Go to our 3D view.
Can you repeat the floor attachment? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you were where, did you click the green Finish button yet?
Yes.
Oh, that's where I am. Okay, yeah, I highlighted everything.
Yeah. So
And
click
then
on
just
the green.
attach.
Yep, click Attach, and then click Yes for the next one.
Oh, got it. Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect, no problem. Go to a 3D view. We have two different wall or floor types. Oh, we can do now. We have two different ones. Like if you were to go ahead and select the first floor here, or I'm sorry, the second floor, go ahead and select that. Because now notice that once we have that selected, let's switch it. If we click the floor 5-inch slab right here, we can change that now. Let's change that to 5-inch concrete with terrazzo. Escape. Notice it's that one. Now we can select this one if we want. And we can swap that with the 5-inch slab on deck with finish. You don't have to. I'm just, for example. Right. Let's make sure we hit save because that's always a good idea. Now, what I'd like to do is this. I would like to go ahead and select this floor. So stay in a 3D view. And if you notice that when I hover over my floor, just when I hover over it, the whole thing becomes kind of highlighted, the perimeter of it. That's because if you look down here, just make sure that this icon does not have a little red X on it. This one right here. So this is select elements by face. I do not want to see a red X on it. So no red X. So now when I hover my cursor over the floor, notice it kind of highlights the perimeter of it. I'm going to select it, and it's going to turn it kind of blue and transparent. Okay. Now I'm going to literally physically copy it to the clipboard. Control C, or you can just click the copy icon right here. We're going to click that. Now we want to paste it to the 4th and 5th floors. So if you click the paste drop down right here, let's go down to aligned to selected levels and select that. Now we want to paste it up to level 4. Hold down your control key and level 5. Now click OK. And you'll see that that floor is going to repeat up to level 4 and 5. Are there any questions on that? Excellent. One problem, though, is the fact that it didn't ask us if it wanted to cut the wall out. Right? So we don't have a very good joint there. You see how it's kind of bleeding through it, whereas this one is kind of joined with it. So what we're going to do is, well, I'm sorry, this one is, it doesn't look joined, but it is. So what I want you to do is, I want you to select the floor on the 5th level. I want you to click Edit Boundary. And all you have to do is click on Finish Edit Mode right here. It forces Revit to ask us if we want to cut the overlapping volume. So click Yes. Yes.
Could you show where the edit boundary button is again?
Yeah. So if you got the 5th floor to work, I can show again on this floor. So if I'm going to select this floor, or either one of them, you got to do them both. I'm going to select this floor, and there's an Edit Boundary button right here.
Yeah.
See it?
Yeah.
Yep. So Revit likes you to select the item first and then execute the command on it second. Is generally what Revit likes. So all we need to do now is just click Finish Edit Mode. Then click Yes. Hit Escape a couple times. And there we have it. Those floors are nice and joined to the walls. Any questions or comments? Excellent. Hit Save just because it's a good idea. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to add a roof. Okay, we're gonna do a couple different roof styles. Actually, before we do that, let's go back. Yeah, let's add a roof. Let's add a roof. So let's do this. In the project browser, let's go to the roof level. You see the roof level now? Floor plans, we can come down the roof. Just double click on roof in the project browser. And here we are. Now we don't need to set our detail level to fine on this one because this is basically, we're looking down on the parapet essentially. So what I want to do now is I want to add a roof, and you're going to see that it's almost identical to adding a floor. Only what we're going to do in this case is we're going to add a flat roof. All right, but in reality, there's no such thing as a flat roof, right? Because you'd have a giant swimming pool up there. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to add a flat roof, but we're going to physically pitch the insulation of the roof to locations where we specify where we want our plumbing engineer to put roof drains. Okay, very typical roof design for the architect to do that, because you kind of want to know where those roof drains are going to be, so you can plan around them, right? So what I want to do now is I want to add that roof, and we're going to taper 4 inches of rigid insulation down to roof drains. So to do that, on the Architecture tab, click the Roof button right here. Now notice that we have basic roof, generic 12-inch. Look familiar because it's very much the same as when we had to deal with the floor, right? Same exact process. So we want a new one. We don't want to just use this basic roof. We're going to click Edit Type. Okay. Yes, it's a question?
For mine, it says that the work plane of this view cannot be used for this operation.
That's strange. So make sure that in the project browser under floor plans, make sure you're not in a ceiling plan is what I'm thinking maybe.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm in the ceiling plan.
Okay, yeah. Nope, that's fine. Yeah, these ceiling plans get in the way, especially parapet roof. We don't need these. But yeah, make sure you're in a floor plan.
Sorry, Professor, could you repeat the step after the the boundary line step, my connection kind of dropped.
The boundary line. Well, I kind of started over anyway. Are you in the roof floor plan?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the 3D view, and the last step that I did was the edit boundary step.
Okay. So that's fine. So you click finish, right?
Yeah, I'm
Goes,
done with that.
okay, yeah. So go to your roof level now. So under floor plans, let's go to roof level right here in the project browser. But just make sure you're not in a ceiling plan because that could cause issues. Right. So go to the floor plan roof.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So in this floor plan, I want to go to the roof button right here, roof by footprint. Actually, before I even forget, the first thing I want you to do is uncheck this button right here, defines slope. We're going to do a whole night of pitched roofs. Okay, I just want to put a flat roof in this model. Okay, so we're going to click on define.
Sorry, my Revit froze at the part where we were editing the basic roof. Can we just go over that part again, please?
So basically, I started us from scratch again.
Oh, I see.
So
So we're not putting that basic roof anymore?
we're going to start with it, but we're going to duplicate it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm going to click on the roof button, roof by footprint. And basic roof is the current roof that we're going to wind up duplicating, okay? I want to make sure, though, that we all uncheck this button right here, defines slope. Like I was saying, we're going to do sloping roofs like gable roofs, hip roofs, those types of roofs. That's going to be a full night. But in this case, I don't want there to be a slope on this roof. So we're going to uncheck define slope. Now, I want to click edit type right here. I want to click on duplicate right here. Let's just call it main, M-A-I-N, tapered, T-A-P-E-R-E-D, roof. The main tapered roof. I know that's kind of hard to see, but main tapered roof. And we're going to click OK. Everyone got that? Excellent. Now for the structure, I want to click edit right here. And oh, by the way, if you don't have this little preview, you can just click this preview icon down here. If you don't have it, I'm not sure if you do or not. So you can get a little preview of it. Now for the structure, I want to click on edit. And it's going to be very similar to the floor. We're not going to have any metal deck in there, but for this structure here, if you click the drop down, or I'm sorry, if you click in the material, where it says by category, let's browse. And we're going to find concrete again. But I'm going to put lightweight concrete in there. So we're going to go with concrete lightweight. Then we're going to click OK. For the thickness, we're going to make that 6 inches. Make sure it's not 6 feet, but 6 inches. Okay. Now, everyone get it? Anyone not get it? Excellent. Now for the function, I want to click into where it says number 1 here. Then I want to click insert right here. And for this function, instead of structure, I want to make this a substrate because it's going to be insulation. Insulation needs the concrete to support it, but the insulation itself will support another layer, right? Making it a substrate. For the material, click into where it says by category. Click the little browse button. And in the search dialog, type in INSUL until you find rigid insulation. Rigid insulation. Then we'll click OK. Let's make the thickness, let's just make it 4 inches. Now what we're going to see in the most important part of this, you'll see there's a little button right here that says variable, right? Go ahead and click on that right there. I want to make that variable. We're going to wind up with the insulation is going to be pitched downward and back upward once we're done with this roof, okay? So rigid insulation, thickness is 4 inches, and it's a variable thickness, okay? All righty then. Now let's add some more. Everyone good? No one lost? No one behind? Excellent, excellent. Let's click on where it says substrate. Let's click inserts. I'm sorry, we'll click on the number 1 next to substrate. We'll click inserts. And for this function, I want to click the drop down. And I want to make this a finish 1. Let's find a material, click into by category, click the browse button. It just so happens that roofing EPDM membrane is what we want. They basically have tubes that they split with an X and they boil it, pump it up onto the roof, and they spread it with squeegees and mops. And it makes for a nice thick rubber continuous membrane. So it's going to be roofing EPDM membrane. Click OK. And usually it's going to build up to about 1/2 of an inch. Everyone get it? Excellent. Anyone not get it? Looks like everyone good, good, good. Click OK. Click OK. Okay. Now, here's what I want to do. We're going to hover over the inside face of this wall. Yes?
Oh, sorry, Professor. What was the thickness of the EPDM layer?
The EPDM membrane is essentially a rubber membrane that gets poured onto the roof.
Did we give it a thickness?
What's that?
Did we give it a thickness?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we did. We gave it a 1/2 inch.
Okay, Professor. Yeah.
Yep, sorry about that. Gonna click OK. Click OK. Now, what you want to do is you're going to hover your cursor over the inside face of this wall. Okay. Notice that it kind of lights up. Don't pick it yet, but hover, hit your tab key once, and then pick it. And notice that it's going to highlight the entire perimeter of that. Okay. Now you can see that this magenta line is outlining the perimeter of this footprint. can hit escape a couple times. Now click on Finish Edit Mode. Escape a couple times.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, the tab key didn't work for me.
What's that?
When I was pressing the tab key, it didn't kind of do anything.
If that happens, just go ahead and select them all individually. All right.
Okay.
So basically, if that didn't work, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to click on this button here, pick walls. I'm just going to pick the inside face of all these walls separately. Like that.
Wait, a little like triangle appears on like next to my walls.
Right, so you didn't uncheck the define slope. So what you want to do is once you put them all in, I need you to just pick a window like this. Just pick a box around the whole thing.
Okay.
And I need you to uncheck define slope.
I can't pick a box. Like it doesn't let me.
I got you. So you're just going to pick a point and drag your cursor around the screen. It'll let you. You got to hit escape a few times maybe. And you're going to pick a point and you're going to drag your cursor over to the left like that.
Oh, okay. I think I got it now.
Yeah, yeah. And then once you have everything selected, you're going to uncheck define slope. You might have to click it twice.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Now you're going to click on Finish Edit Mode. And hit escape a few times. Looks like you're having connection problems. Okay, go to a 3D view. And there we have a little roof in there. What do you think? Okay, hit save. Let's see here. Yep.
I think my exterior walls got selected instead of the interior walls for the roof memory.
Yeah, so if you go back to your roof level,
Yeah.
select your roof,
Okay.
click Edit Footprint.
Okay.
Now what you need to do is you need to select one of your lines here. Right, and you're going to have a little icon that's got a little flip icon on it like that. And you need to flip it to the inside face of that wall.
Yeah, it's not giving me that option.
Yeah, so you got to just select that line, and then there will be a little grip that flips
Okay.
it inside. You're going to
Yeah.
click that,
Okay.
and it's going to flip it to the inside. Yep.
Yeah.
And you're going
Right.
to click Finish.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Let's all hit save. Okay, so here's what we need to do now. We're going to cut this roof up into 4 quadrants in this middle part, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to define ridge lines. We're going to draw a line here and a line up the middle and a line down the middle here. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and hover over the roof and select it. Does anyone not have the roof selected? It's blue. Anyone? What I need you to do now is click this button right here called Add Split Line. Add split line. Does anyone not see that button? Does anyone not see it? All right, click add split line. Now notice that the perimeter turns green and it's dotted. I want to draw a line right from this point right here. So if you hover your cursor over this, it's going to say points. Anyone not have that? We're going to click on points. We're going to move our cursor straight down until we see this one here. It says point and vertical. We're going to pick this point. We have a blue line just like that. Okay. Now we're going to come over to this blue line and we're going to click the midpoint of it. Anyone not see that? Midpoint. We're going to come all the way down to the midpoint right here. Right, so right when that line lights up, we're going to pick it. And we're going to do the same thing on the midpoint here. We're going to come all the way down to the midpoint right here. We're going to pick this point. Like that. Does anyone not get that? We're all good? Okay. Excellent then.
Wait, sorry, mine has like a couple other lines on it. Like it made like some triangles on the top right box and bottom right.
I don't know. You're going to have to undo it all, I think, without being
Can
able
we
to see
repeat
it.
that step?
What's that?
Can we repeat that step?
So you need to undo everything. Well, just select your roof and you need to click this button right here that says reset shape.
Okay.
Were you able to do it?
I just undid. Yeah, I undid everything, and now I have the roof selected.
You'll have the roof. Okay, good. So select the roof. You need to click this button here, add split line.
Okay.
You got it? You can see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're going to draw a line from this point right here. You're going to hover your cursor over it. You're going to pause it, and it's going to say point.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yes.
You're going to pick that. You're going to move your cursor straight down until it says point right here.
Yes.
You're going to pick that. Now you're going to pick the midpoint of this line right here.
It doesn't show me the midpoint. Like after I put the point on the bottom point, then it just doesn't show
You're going to
me.
move your cursor, physically move your cursor to the midpoint of that blue line.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, but it doesn't make the little.
Maybe you hit escape or something. Hit escape.
I hit escape. Is chain supposed to be on?
Yeah, that's fine though. Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, select your roof, click add split line. Actually, my chain was turned off. Maybe your chain just needs to be turned off.
Turned off.
Go ahead, pick the midpoint here. You have that midpoint?
Yeah.
Pick it and move your cursor down to here and pick that midpoint. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Now, can you move your cursor without it trying to draw another line?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and pick this midpoint here. You're going to come all the way down. And you're going to pick the midpoint here.
Okay.
Now, if you hit escape a few times, it should look like that.
Yeah, mine doesn't look like that. It has like, like it has some triangles going from like the midpoint to the original point where we made the line, and then to the center of the line, and on the bottom box as well.
Yeah, I can't see what you got, so we're going to have to, we'll keep going and let's see what happens with it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So what we need to do now is we need to just draw a temporary line, because what we're going to wind up doing is we're going to put a dot here. We're going to put one here. We're going to put one here. We're going to put one here. And these are going to be low points in our roof, right? So we're going to taper our insulation down to those points, right? So basically what I want to do is I want to go to the Annotate tab. And I want to click on this button right here, Detail Line. Right? And I am going to have my chain turned on right here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this endpoint here. I'm going to pick this midpoint or this endpoint here. I'm going to come up to this endpoint here. I'm going to hit escape once. I'm going to draw two more down here. I'm going to draw one from this endpoint and right from this endpoint here to this endpoint here. I don't know why would they make me pick this point again. So I'm going to pick this endpoint here. I'm going to pick this endpoint here. And I'm going to hit escape a few times. Did anyone not get that? Anyone got that? Okay. Good. Excellent. So now we want to select our roof again. So we're going to select our roof so it turns blue. Okay. And I want to click this button right here that says Add Point. Add Point. I want to put a point on the midpoint of all four of these lines. So I'm going to put a point here. 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 I'm going to hit escape. So we have 4 points, but when you move your cursor off of it and hit escape, it looks like they're not there until you hover back over it. So what I want to do now is just I want to select the 4 lines. I'm going to select that line. I'm going to hit delete. I'm going to delete this line. Make sure you don't delete your roof. I'm going to select this line. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to select this line. I'm going to hit delete. So now if we hover over our roof, we have that kind of situation. Anyone not have that? Okay, cool. So what we need to do now is we just need to make these points be 3 inches down, right? So I'm going to select my roof. I'm going to now go to Modify Sub-Elements. And of course, this is all recorded and it's in the book as well. So don't worry if you don't remember every one of these little steps. I'm going to click Modify Sub-Elements. I'm going to select this button right here, this little dot. I'm going to click it. Notice that this little blue increment shows up. We're going to click it. We're going to type in -3 inches, and we're going to hit enter. We're going to select this one. We're going to type in -3 inches, and we're going to hit enter. We're going to select this one. We're going to click this. We're going to type in -3 inches. We're going to hit enter. And the last one right here, we're going to select that. We're going to click this. We're going to type in -3 inches, and we're going to hit enter.
What about the draining of the semicircular part of the roof?
Oh yeah, I guess we could have put one there too. Good question. So I'm going to hit escape a couple times. I'm going to select my roof. I'm going to add a point. Now, if we hover right over the middle of this, we should be able to get a center snap. Once you see the center snap, pick it. Escape a few times. Go ahead and select your roof. Let's go to Modify Sub-Elements. Select this one here. And let's type in -3 inches. -3 inches. A couple times. So basically, these are our high points, right? So this is sloping down, I'm sure. Like if I'll just check it out for a second here. Yep, it is. Ooh. That's a good question. Anyone not get it? Andrew, I know if yours is kind of screwed up still, we'll work through it. Don't worry about it. Okay?
Yeah, I think the problem was that I was working on the level 3 instead of on the roof. So that's why.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
I just realized.
Okay. I've made that mistake. It's easy to be working on the wrong floor plan. That's where it just takes a little while to get used to where you are in the building. And that's the thing with Revit, right? It's a lot more like you're actually building the thing, right? So the more
Yeah,
you
I
work
was
on,
able to fix that part. I missed the part where you added it to like the roof that's on the circular part.
oh, okay. So I'll just undo mine a couple times. Drop points. Okay. So go ahead and select the roof. Now click Add Point right here. You with me?
Yeah.
Add point. Now you're going to move your cursor right down until you pick up the center of this green line. So when you hover, you'll see the center snap show up.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, once you see that, pick it. Hit escape a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get it? Now
Yeah.
go ahead and select your roof. And from here, we want to click on Modify Sub-Element. Right here, Modify Sub-Element.
Okay.
We're going to come down here. We're going to select this little button.
Okay.
And we're going to type in -3 inches.
Okay. I got it.
Got it. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now if we go to a 3D view, it's still kind of subtle, but you can see that the roof is pitched. But we're going to look at it a little closer in detail, right? And there's a reason we just went through all of this. You as architects have to deal with this garbage. It's not. You need to tell people how this roof is going to work, right? especially if you're going for lead points, especially, you know, it's up to you to dictate how this works. It's part of your gig. So what I want to do is I want to go back to the roof level. Okay. And I want to create another section right here. So if you remember how to do that, right, we're going to go to the section button, which is right here on the view control toolbar. We're going to click on section. I'm going to pick a point like right about here. I'm going to come straight across. I'm going to pick a point right about here. Now, you don't have to be right perfect on that X like I am. It can be off of it. It doesn't matter, right? Whatever. It can be on the X or not. As long as you have this section in here like this. Does everyone have that? Anyone not? Excellent. Now, I want to double click right on the bubble of this section right here. Just double click right on it. But in this case, I don't need an entire building section, okay? Notice that we've got this little box around it, right? This is called the crop region. So if we select the crop region, right, we can click on this little grip here, and we can just drag it right up like that, right? Click on this little grip here. We can drag it over a little bit like that. All right, kind of snug it up a little bit. But we want to get a good detail of this roof, right? So in our view control toolbar, or I'm sorry, did everyone get scrunching that in? Anyone not get that? Excellent. So on the view control toolbar, instead of 1/8 inch equals a foot, what I want to do is I want to change that. We'll go 1/2 inch equals a foot. I want to change the detail level to fine. Right now, if we zoom in on this, we'll see that thick line, right? So that's our insulation that's tapering down to a specific point, right? This is why we do it this way, because there's a couple reasons for it. One is our detail. Anywhere we cut a section to our building, it's going to be accurate, right? We're not just drawing lines randomly, right? So anytime we cut a section, it's going to be accurate. Next week, we're going to actually link this into a structural model, right? So our structural engineer is going to see that. Now, after next week, we're going to have steel bar joists underneath this, so we can see that, right? Another reason also is the materials. We can do a material takeoff. We can get the exact amount of insulation that's required for this roof, right? Again, that's another thing you as an architect are going to be responsible for. You need to do material takeoffs. You need to do that, especially like I said, if you're going for some kind of solar analysis, environmental analysis, you're the one insulating the roof. You know, you're the one who's responsible for heat gain, heat loss, right? The mechanical engineer is going to go by your wall systems and size their mechanical equipment based on what you're putting in this model. Right, so it's crucial to model stuff accurately. Now, I don't expect you to remember every single little click we did in your project. If you're doing a house, you're not going to have a flat roof in it. You don't have to put a flat roof in there. Like I said, again, we're going to spend an entire night on pitched roofs, but I just want you to get the idea of what a pitched insulation roof does. One other thing, if we go to the annotate tab, I want to click on this button right here, which is spot slope right here. Spot slope. If we come down to our thick line right here, notice that when we hover over it, it gives us the slope. We didn't determine that. It's just, that's what it is, right? So if we hover over this, once you see 1/8 inch equals a foot, pick it. Now you just need to specify which side you want it on. So I'm going to put it above it. I'm going to hit escape a couple of times. 1/8 inch equals a foot. Did anyone not get that? In the properties, I don't want it to be called section 1. So let's scroll down in the properties over here. And for view name, let's just call it all caps roof section. And hit enter. View name. We should update this. Hit save. Shit. It's frozen up. Hang on 1 second. Oh, god damn it. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so hit save. All right. Now, if we go back down to the roof level, so double click roof. Notice that we can go back to annotate. Click on spot slope. And we can go ahead and notice that if we just put these slopes on here, each quadrant, and it's going to give us this slope. Right, this is important information to give to people because people don't know that. You're not going to say, hey, put a roof up there. You need to tell them exactly these slopes, right? And the thing is, it will point the arrow towards the low point. Oh, that's kind of cool how that does that. Save. So you can understand why people would need this information, right? Now, if you make any modifications, if you increase the thickness of the insulation, these numbers are going to change automatically. You don't have to go in there and redo them or anything, right? These numbers will change based on the change you made in the model, okay? All right. Are there any questions? I just want to do a couple more things real quick. I'll show you your assignment and then I'll let you go, okay? So what we didn't really finish last week was making sheets, right? So save your model. In the project browser, let's scroll down to the section Sheets All. And A102 unnamed is a terrible name for a sheet. I don't remember. I think we crashed or something. I don't remember. So I'm going to double click on A102 unnamed. I don't know if that's the name of your sheet or not. So in my title block, I want to zoom in over here. Okay. Now, if I select my title block, notice that these items turn blue. We can edit it. So this is filling out project information, right? So click on where it says owner. And you can click into it. And I'll type in Syracuse. Or just type in SU. I'm sorry, all caps. Oh, what the hell's wrong with me? SU? I don't know. That's the owner, SU. Project name will be BIM class. All caps. SU looks too bland. Syracuse University. Yeah, that looks better, I guess. Now, that's the owner. That's the name of the project. This right here will be the name of the sheet. So this is going to be first floor. Right now, notice that it's going to show up over here. Project number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't care about the date. If you could, though, put your name in there for drawn by. And I checked my own stuff too. Looking good, buddy. This is going to be sheet A101. Like that. A101. Does everyone follow that? Okay. Now I want to right click where it says Sheets All. Go ahead and right click on that. Let's go to New Sheet. I'm going to use this border, which is fine. I'm going to click OK. All right. I'm going to scroll up to Floor Plan. Level 2, I'm going to drag level 2 onto this sheet. I'm going to pick a spot right about here. And this is where I'm going to have you do your homework assignment. And next week, we're going to actually do a call out of those lavatories to put them up here. We're going to design a lavatory. Now, notice that most of it's filled out except for the stuff that's specific to this sheet. And if we look at the properties, it's A102 unnamed. So instead of unnamed, we're going to change that to second floor, right? A102 is what we want. Hit save. Yes?
Yeah, how do I change the size of?
You want to change the size of the floor plan? That's a good question, because what the deal is it seems really small, right? Well, if we select our floor plan, our scale is 1/8 inch equals a foot. So if you're going to change the size of that, you're going to change the scale of the entire view. Now, be careful doing that on a regular project. Like if I was to double that and change it to 1/4 inch equals a foot, it's not going to fit, right? So you're going to change it to something like in between it. So you're going to change it to 3/16. That's a weird size. So in a lot of cases, generally what I would do is I would keep this at 1/8 of an inch equals a foot to be consistent with the rest of the sheets. And you're going to fill in the rest of these spaces with details. So what we're going to have is we're going to have two lavatories here. So we're going to fill in the rest of the sheet with details of this floor plan.
No, yeah, sorry. I was just gonna ask how to change the size of the text box in the title block because the text box is like stacking on 2 layers instead of just being one long line.
Yeah, this title block is garbage. This is the sample that comes with the software. So basically what you do is you select it. You're going to click Edit Family. You're going to actually edit the family itself. So click Edit Family. And if anyone's going to take the advanced class, we do a lot of family editing. And we're just going to come in here, right? So I'm just going to select this gigantic hunk of text. That's 3/8 of an inch. I wonder if there's anything smaller. Put it on 3/16 maybe. There we go. Yeah, grab this one. Label 3/16. You see what I'm doing?
Yep, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and I load that back into project. Overwrite the existing version. That's too small, but you get it, right? Sweets. All right, hit save. I want to do the roof plan though. Then I'm going to show you your homework and I'll let you go, okay? So let's save the model. I want to right click on Sheets All. I want to go to New Sheets. Click OK. And I want this to be Roof Plan. I want this to be A106. Because we have 1, 2, then we have 3, 4, and 5 that we'd have to fit between this. I just want to jump to the roof plan, right? So now we're going to go to floor plans. We're going to grab roof. We're going to drag that onto here. And we're going to scroll down till we find sections. I'm going to grab roof section. We're going to drag that onto here. I'm going to line it up right above it. Now notice that this is keyed back to A101. This is keyed to our sheet here, which is A106. So you kind of see how this comes together. And we hit save. How are we doing, okay?
Mine is lining up.
What's that?
How did you line up the section of the plan?
Good question. So basically, like we can drag this onto here. So if the building can line itself up, if it's the same scale, it'll line the building up. But if not, it will line the annotations up. So if I just select this viewport, basically, and if I bring it over till it's about in alignment, notice that those annotations will kind of snap into alignment with one another, which is kind of nice. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Perfect. And then we saved it.
But mine is very big. I mean, it covers the whole sheet.
The section, so perhaps the section is too large of a scale. So go ahead and select this section.
Mm-hmm.
Now make sure the view scale, I had it set for 1/2 inch equals a foot. What does yours say?
It
Yours
still
might be
does not
big.
look that small like it's in your sheet. It's still covers.
So maybe, so what you can do, if you just hover over it and double click on it,
Mm-hmm.
see this little box right here?
Mm-hmm.
You need to select that, and there's little grips that you can use to kind of tighten it up a little bit. So you can grab those grips, and it's the crop region. Maybe that's what the problem is.
Okay.
And then you can double click off of it, and then it fits on the sheet a little better.
Okay.
Yeah, Professor, but my walls are not kind of aligning like your walls in the section and the plan are aligning.
They're not, they're I kind of eyeballed it. So yours might be off a little bit. So I only align mine so the number 2 aligns with number 1. So the building itself doesn't quite, I might have gotten lucky. If this looks like it aligns, it really doesn't.
Okay.
Got another hand up?
Yeah, the line work of my roof plan doesn't show up. It has all the section tabs and stuff, but it doesn't have the line work.
Are you sure that that's not a ceiling plan?
I think I drag in the roof plan. Hold on, let me just redo that.
What you can do is you can just select it and delete it, hit delete, and then make sure that you have floor plan roof, and that's not the parapet either, it's the roof.
Oh yeah, that's the ceiling plan. All right, thank you.
Yep. And then I can just boop. I'm going to hit save. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. go ahead and click this icon here. This is close inactive windows. And I just want you to watch me do this. And then I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to give you the assignment. So on Blackboard, there's an interior partitions PDF. And what that is simply this. Okay, this is what you're going to look at. So that looks familiar, right? That's the second floor. And this is a typical lavatory outline, and I give you a blow up of it. But watch me model this first. So what I'm going to do, if you remember when we modeled the corridor, you know, I kind of modeled it with an offset. I'm going to do the same thing here. So I got, let me see, 6 feet, 12 feet, 12 feet, 9 foot 6. Okay. So I'm going to go to my level 2, right? And I'm going to model that into this area, then we'll mirror it down. I'm just going to do this. I'm not having you follow me, so I'm going to go pretty quick, right? So I'm going to right click on this partition. I'm going to create similar, right? My location line is finish face interior, which it will be by default. I'm going to set my offset for 12 feet. I'm going to draw a line from here to here. I'm going to change my offset to 6 feet. And I'm going to draw from here to here. Right? I'm going to hit escape once. I'm going to set my offset to 12 feet. I'm going to go from here to here. I'm going to set my offset to 9 foot 6. I'm going to go from here to here. And I know I'm doing this really quick because I want you to do this on your own, right? Because I haven't really had you do any of that yet. So you see how I got that room sketched in, right? And of course, we're going to throw whatever doors I have specified in there. I'm not sure which ones. So it probably look like that kind of thing, right? That's really it. If you look at the handout. So I'm going to let you go unless there's any other questions. When you get a chance, model these, you know, open this PDF and just model this room. You don't need to put the notes in, but I'd like to see the dimensions. Okay, and this wall right here, this is the corridor wall. So this wall here is this wall here. And when you're done, just save it. And on Blackboard, in the assignments tab, what the heck is going on here? I don't know why I can't.
And the bathroom thing is just a call out, right?
Yes. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, here. Yeah. So on the assignments tab, this week's model, just put it in there. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll open it back up, and next week we'll investigate it, right? I'm not going to make you show everyone your model, but I'll just go through and make sure that we're good. So the question was this blowout, that's the call out. That's exactly what we did in our section, right? So A101, that's what this is, if you remember that, right? So that's a call out. That's the call out. You can do the same thing in plan, but I'm going to have you do it on your own because if you get lost a little bit, that's fine. That's really the best way to learn this program. Okay. So that being said, if there's no more questions, I'll let you go. Yes.
So do we have to upload this?
Yes.
Where do we have to upload it again?
So on Blackboard, there's an assignments folder, and it's in this week's model. So just upload it to this on Blackboard.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. You bet. You bet. Make sure you save your model and close out, and then we're good. Anything else?
Yeah, what do you call, what's the name of the call out or the blow up? Yeah.
What did I name that? What did I name that? I think I named it.
It's pretty hard to I can't zoom in to read it, so
That's pretty rough. It's going to be the men's. Well, call it just men's room, I guess.
okay.
Because again, we can change those names.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
No, thank you. Good question. Yes.
Hi, we have to submit the model or the.
Yep. Just drag the Revit model right onto Blackboard. Just the model itself.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. You're welcome.
Also, one clarification. I mean, because on the PDF you uploaded, it says the sheet's called first floor, but this bathroom's on the second floor.
Oh, you're right. That's fine. It's supposed to be on the second floor.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's what I thought, but I just wanted to be sure.
That's a good observation. I should change it. Next year at this time, I'll probably be like, oh, I should change this. Yeah, you're correct. That's the second floor. Yep. Anybody else? Okay, so if you have any questions at all, email me during the week. If nothing else, we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.